right? We're going to start early for once.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here on Wave Now. I'm Myra Ansari. We are going to Georgetown, Indiana, the fire department there, at fire station number 1, where they're talking about the first surrender of a baby in a baby box there for this year. Monica Kelsey, the organizer of Baby Boxes, is giving us a statement. Let's listen.
Yeah, it never gets old getting a call from a fire chief or one of their firefighters or their paramedics, and they say, Monica, we just had a baby in our box. And I understand that it's exciting. It's just a beautiful time, but I also understand that this does not come without pain. And a birth mother that felt that this was her only option. And so there's a few reasons why we do these press conferences. One is so that I can talk to the mom or the dad. The second reason is to remind the public that this box is still available. It's here. It's been here for 400 days. And then the third reason is to tell you guys how this box worked and how this fire staff answered the call. So first, I'm going to start by talking to the parent who came up to this box last week and surrendered their healthy newborn. Thank you. Thank you for keeping your child safe. Thank you for entrusting the Georgetown Fire Department and Safe Haven Baby Boxes to take it from here. I know your heart has to be breaking right now. I know this is not without pain, but I want you to know that there are resources available for you. In the orange bag that you took, there are resources in there. I'm sure you've looked through them. We want you to reach out to us. You can do it anonymously. You don't have to give us your name. There is counseling available for you that is free. There is medical care that is available for you. It is free. And there's an ear available for you to listen to you if you just need somebody to listen. And that is free. You can contact us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but we are here for you. I want you to know that your baby is safe. Your baby is healthy. And these guys that took custody of your child after you placed this child in our box, you couldn't have asked for a better staff to take care of your child. They had this baby out of this box within 2 minutes, and this baby was receiving care immediately. So again, thank you. Thank you for keeping your child safe, and thank you for entrusting the fire department and Safe Haven Baby Boxes to take it from here. The next reason is I need to make sure that everyone in this community and beyond knows that there's boxes available in the state of Indiana, in the state of Kentucky, in the state of Ohio. If you are a parent that needs this resource or wants to know what your resources are, you can contact us again 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we will make sure that you know your options. We're not going to tell you to go to a baby box and use a baby box. That's not what we do. What we do is we tell you what options are available in your community, and then we allow you to make that choice, and then we support the choice you make. That's very important to us because we're not here to judge and we're not here to shame. This box offers no shame, no blame, and no names. And that's been our motto since day one. The third reason why we're here is to let you know how this box worked and how well the fire department did their job. This baby was placed in this box again last week. We're not going to give a date of the surrender, but it was last week. The guys got the call. This baby was pulled from this box in under 2 minutes. Now, our protocol is 5 minutes or less. They well exceeded that. This baby was in the arms of a loving firefighter within minutes of being surrendered by a loving mother who wanted something more for her child. This baby was given a medical exam, was transported to a hospital in the area, was evaluated by a physician, and then was placed in the custody of the Department of Child Services. This child is, again, healthy and absolutely beautiful. The Department of Child Services at this point is doing interviews for parents to give this little one a forever home. And we're just honored to be a place of hope for a parent who needs us. I'm going to ask the fire chief to come up. He was super excited last week when He got the very first baby of 2024 in his baby box here. And you guys work really hard every week testing and cleaning this box. And so I want to say I am so proud of you and thank you for supporting women in this community.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. My name is Bill Banta. I'm the chief of the Georgetown Township Fire Protection District. I want to take an opportunity to introduce the people who responded to the incident that occurred last week. That's Deputy Chief Ned Wiseman, Operations Chief Corey Payne, Firefighter Webb, below this, Sergeant Kurkatovich, and Captain Ayers. Those three gentlemen right there were in the firehouse at the time. The way we have our system worked out, we do not offer an audible alarm when the alarm goes off. What we do is a signal is sent to an alarm company, and we receive a slow, low tone in the firehouse. The way we have it set up, it worked great. Phone calls started going out. I received a phone call from Chief Payne, who received the first phone call from the alarm company, said, hey, there's an actual baby in the box, because we test it all the time. We responded to the firehouse, immediately took possession of the baby. We did our BLS to make sure that there was no immediate medical needs for the baby. And then we proceeded with the procedure that we have in place of making sure the baby life goes forward. I do, too, want to take an opportunity to thank the individuals who placed the baby into our care. Your faith in us is not underappreciated. I'm proud that we were able to offer this to you. I need to thank, excuse me. You get emotional, if I can, because I know for a fact how tough it is to be a single parent. I was one. I understand the struggles. I had a great support system. The person that did this last week did the right thing, and they need to be applauded. So, again, if you're seeing this, thank you for trusting us. Anyway, going forward, the baby box is not just a Georgetown Township Fire Protection District. It was a combination of three entities within the government of Georgetown, the town of Georgetown, the Georgetown Fire Protection District, obviously, and the Township of Georgetown all contributed to implementing this box. This box is checked on a regular basis, weekly, and we treat it like any other piece of our equipment. We make sure the maintenance is kept up. We make sure it's ready to go at a moment's notice. It worked. It'll work again. And we appreciate you guys taking the time. Thank you.
You can't ask for a better chief to take care of an infant. Next, I'm going to bring the commissioners up. You guys can fight over who goes first. My money's on him, I'm just going to say.
Don't ever underestimate Al. Thank you all for being here. My name is Jason Sharp. I'm the District 3 Floyd County Commissioner that encompasses Georgetown Township. A parent somewhere in this community or region had to make a very difficult decision this past week. While the circumstances around the parent's difficult decision is not any of my business, I would like to thank them for taking the time to find a resource to allow this baby to be safely surrendered. To the members of the Georgetown Fire Protection District, local law enforcement, and Indiana Department of Children's Services, I'd like to thank you for your quick response. I would also like to thank everyone involved for their care, compassion, professionalism associated with this matter. Safe haven baby boxes are designed with a simple purpose: to provide a safe, secure, and private means of surrender. I'm extremely happy that our community had this resource available in a person's and parent's time of need. Thank you.
All right. Now, if Jason's hungry, there's no beating him, but I know he had a late breakfast, right? I'm Al Knable. I'm president of the Floyd County Commissioners. Thank you all for joining us on a joyous occasion. I would like to thank the people of Georgetown, the taxpayers who, with a very, very modest investment, had a huge payoff in life this past week. I'd like to thank the professionals of Georgetown #1. You couldn't ask for a better crew. They responded admirably, and the training that they had really, really paid off. I would like to thank presumably a young mother, but we don't know the age of the mother. But I'd like to thank a mother who made a very, very brave decision under very difficult circumstances and made a courageous choice for her child, a choice for life and a choice for opportunity. So I realize this is not the most ideal way for a child to come into this world, what is, but life finds a way, and this mother did an incredible thing, and these folks over here did an incredible thing, and the baby boxes do an incredible job. They work, they're available throughout the community. Let's take advantage of them if we need to. Thank you all for being here.
You know, people so loosely use the word abandoned when they refer to the babies that are placed in our baby boxes. And I want to say I was abandoned as an infant, but this child was not abandoned. This child was lovingly, safely, legally, and anonymously placed in the safe haven baby box by a parent that wanted something more for them. The parents who are abandoned are left in dumpsters and trash cans. And those babies usually don't survive. And it's unfortunate that we have to have an organization in our state that actually goes around the country, well, not just our state, but around our country, and buries the babies that aren't legally and safely surrendered. And Linda is here today because she sees the importance of what this box is bringing the state of Indiana. And my job is to put her out of business. And in the last few years, I've done just that. So thank you, Linda, for being here.
Friend, yes. It's really great to be here. I say Happy New Year. Georgetown, you've kicked the year off with this movement that everyone in the country is watching and taking note. So what a great way to celebrate the new year. I just say to the parents, a parent who safely surrendered this child, congratulations, because you've done an incredibly heroic thing. And we acknowledge you this morning and say you're courageous, and your bravery allows me to stand here this morning and not be at a funeral and say, we bless you in your time of need, in your time of making such a difficult decision. We are here to say we are champions for you. If you need anything, call the hotline, please. You know, this option behind me is an adoption option. And it is the reason why I stand here and say I'm celebrating baby Amelia's footprint that's on the logo of this box. Was the last baby in the state of Indiana to be found deceased. She was actually illegally abandoned. And our state is the only state in the country, because of Monica, because of her passion, that we get to say, like no other state, we've gone 9 years without a deceased baby being found. And that is profound. This movement is working. The safe haven law is being utilized because of education and awareness. And so I really say, and I mean it, thank you, media, for being here today. Thank you for being at the blessing. Thank you for being at every blessing for all 195 boxes that have been put in this country, because you are our education arm. You are helping to raise awareness so that this can be a life-saving option, anonymous option for parents in crisis. And together we're getting so much done. We're bringing down the infant mortality rate in our country because of what we're doing here in our state. And I just say, I look right back a couple weeks ago and say we dedicated a box on the anniversary of Amelia's finding, and say we are moving forward this year in celebration and of honoring life, and saying like these first responders are the heroes of the story as well. And it's taking an army of people to make this happen, but it's happening. And so I just say, thank you, Mama. Thank you, parent, whoever you are. We support you in whatever way you need to be supported. The resources are available to you. And we also say that, you know, if there's anything else we can do to promote the safe haven law, we need to be doing it, because every state in this country has one.
And we need to make sure that it overrides the number of abandonments, because abandonments should not be happening anymore. And this needs to be the new normal, right? Standing here celebrating life needs to be the new normal in our country. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm going to open it up to questions for me and the chief, or Linda.
I've got one for Chief. Can you talk a little bit about kind of the training that your guys go through to prepare for situations like this?
Well, Safe Haven Baby Box people come in and they give us a video, and then they educate me to how to formulate the SOP, the standard operating procedure, and then everybody receives that training once they come in on the department, and then they receive an update training every year.
So what is like the training entail? Like, you know, when you guys get a call, does
Right.
it come out? You know what I mean? Like, well,
Yeah,
how does it?
they receive the understanding what their role is in this process. They understand that once the alarm goes off, their immediate concern is for the infant, and to ensure that the infant is healthy, and to address what they do every day, make BLS runs if there's an incident or something like that, and address that. And then they also know that the officers of the department know what their role is in making contacts and making sure that the baby enters a process towards a better life.
Well, we don't only do baby box training either. I want people to understand that the Safe Haven law has been around for 22 years, but nobody was educating on it. And so if you're not educating on the Safe Haven law, how are our first responders supposed to know what they're supposed to do? So when I started this organization, I knew that I had to train on this, but I knew I also had to train them on being on the Safe Haven law in general. I mean, I was a firefighter for many years. No one ever came into my fire station and told us what to do when a woman walks in the door and hands us an infant. Nobody ever said anything. They just said, here you go, you're taking infants now. And we're like, what? You know, and so having that one-on-one with these fire guys so that they're prepared and they know, you know, how to talk to a mom who walks in here, because just because this box is here does not mean a woman's not going to walk in that door with an infant. She can still do that. We still recommend that. And that is still our priority. But if they won't do that, we want them to use this so that we don't have an abandoned baby in a dumpster like we did 3 times last week in other states.
Michael, we've talked about the baby box itself several times, but I haven't mentioned much about the orange bag inside and the resources for parents. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so inside the orange bag, there's a bunch of literature for mom. Because we don't have the opportunity to talk to her. The reason the box works is the anonymity piece. So we have to be creative in how we get this into her hands. And so that orange bag, as soon as that door opens up, it's going to fall out. She can leave it or she can take it. In the orange bag is a Safe Haven registry. So if she wants to leave and send in ethnicity information, medical information, how the pregnancy went, any information that she wants to give to the adoptive parents and the child, she can do that. There's also a brochure in there on trafficking. Trafficking is a huge problem across this country. We need to make sure that we're talking about that as well. There's also a brochure in there on what to give, what to do after giving birth, what to look for. Because these babies, and I can tell you with certainty, this baby was not born in a hospital. I can tell you with certainty that maybe 2 out of all of the babies that have come through the Baby Box program have only been born in hospitals. And so we want her to know what she needs to do if she has excessive bleeding, hemorrhaging, infection, and then after a few weeks, depression. And that's where the counseling comes in with our organization. There's also a letter in there from us thanking her. She's not going to be thanked. I'm just going to tell you, critics on social media are horrible in today. It's horrible. We want her to know that we thank her. We're supportive of what her decision is. You know, we've made it legal for her to do this, not because we want to shame her, but because we want to give her all her options and say, which one do you want to choose? And it's okay if you choose this one. And then the last thing in the bag is the law. We want her to know she's followed the law. You've got the steps on this paper. As long as this baby was under 30 days old, unharmed, and placed in either a baby box or the arms of a firefighter, she followed the law. And I can tell you with certainty this mother did. So.
And it sounds like, from what we've heard, this is the first surrender across the country to Safe Haven?
Of 2024, yes. Last year in Indiana, we had 8 infants. That was just Indiana. We had 8 infants in boxes. In 2024, we had 17 total throughout the United States.
What's it mean to you to kick off 2024 in Indiana when this is kind of where everything got to start for you?
Honestly, it feels good because these are the guys that I've worked with Indiana firefighters since 2016, and I was a firefighter prior to that. We know our job and we do it well. And we don't get enough credit. And in Indiana, you could walk into any fire station, and I will say this with confidence. You can walk into any fire station in this state, and they will tell you exactly what the safe haven law is and what their job is. You go into other states, I can guarantee you're going to find a fire station that doesn't know their job. And that's not their fault. It's the fault that the states never put money towards education and awareness. And so now we're doing it. And we're doing it not on taxpayer dollars. We're doing it by private donations and private fundraising. We are doing everything grassroots. We are doing everything by fundraising and donations. We've not taken a dollar from the federal government or the states. Any other questions? Well, we appreciate you guys coming. Oh,
I just want to point out, baby box is part. The Georgetown Township Fire Department, most of your firehouses are considered safe place. We don't put an age restriction. You need help, come to your local firehouse. We'll figure it out with you. Okay? Thank you.
all right, that concludes. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. All right, Chief, well done.
Oh, let me introduce you to somebody. Your new fan.
My new fan?
I'm almost uncomfortable with maybe a girl.
I was sorry. I told my sister.
Hi, I'm Darby Gannon.